पंजाब टेलीविजन देख रहे ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਗੁੱਡ ਈਵਨਿੰਗ ਔਰ ਆਦਾਬ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਨਨ ਗੁਪਤਾ ਜੀ ਹਾਂ ਹਰ ਸ਼ਾਮ 8 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਾਈਵ ਚਰਚਾ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਚਰਚਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਹੋਸਟ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਾਜਨੀਤਿਕ ਸਮਾਜਿਕ ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੱਭਿਆਚਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਹਸਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਗਨਿਟਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਈਏ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰਾ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਥ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦੀਪਕ ਪੁੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਕੇਜੂਲ ਕੁਝ ਬਦਲ ਗਿਆ ਹੀ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਬੈਕ ਟੁਮਾਰੋ ਵਿਦ ਅਨਦਰ ਵੀਆਈਪੀ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਔਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਕੈਲੇਡਨ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਐਲਨ ਥਾਮਸਨ ਮੇਅਰ ਐਲਨ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ
Thank you.
and your first time in Punjab Television Studio, so how are you finding?
Oh, very good. And it's good. Thank you for asking to have me be here.
That's wonderful. मैं अपने श्रोतियों ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਵਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੇਅਰ ਥਾਮਸਨ ਕੈਲੇਡਨ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 13-14 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੰਬਾ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਹੈ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਜਰਨੀ I'm just addressing my audience in Punjabi trying to because most of our audience
Well, and I perfectly understand that. Unfortunately, I'm not good at that.
One day you will be because you are leading a municipality which is becoming another second home for lots of new Canadians and especially Punjabi speaking population.
Yes. Well, man, and thank you very much for saying that. And it is. You look at our, a lot of people think Caledon, it's white Anglo-Saxon. Well, for quite some time, 37% of our population is Italian and Portuguese descent. And, our community has been better for it. Now, today, you look at it, the stats are out, and there's 26% of the population now in Caledon is of East Indian descent of some kind.
Right.
A lot of Christian, a lot of Punjabi, are Sikh, some Hindu, just that are coming in and settling. But they're moving into our new communities, but they're buying the farms too.
Right.
And our newest farmers that are moving into Caledon are Sikh or Punjabi farmers, vegetable, grain crops, and even livestock. So it's integrating quite well, and I think Caledon's very fitting for especially the Punjabi people, as we spoke, being from an agricultural background. That's
exactly.
What Caledon is. It's agriculture, right?
Right. They could see it more, a reflection of Punjab here in Caledon because when they see open farms, big agricultural lands, farming community, they can relate it very easily.
Yes. And and I think that's something that I've found even as the region appeal is. I've been a councillor for 2 terms before I became mayor, and I was an area councillor before that. So, I had 11 years of political experience before I became mayor this term in council. But you learn to see really quickly how communities integrate. The Chinese integrate extremely well. And I got to say, the East Indian community has integrated extremely well in our communities. And one thing I got to say about Caledon is volunteerism is huge.
Okay.
The farm community, we're communities of communities, small villages and hamlets, and very engaged community. When Peel Region, I used to think it was funny, when they have meetings, down in Brampton, Mississauga, maybe 30 or 40 people come out. On Caledon, it's 300 to 400, and we're only 75,000 people. But people don't realize Caledon is 56% of the landmass of Peel Region.
Right.
So you can put Brampton and Mississauga in.
Yes.
And 80% of Caledon is protected now under the McGuinty government, making that with Greenbelt, with the Niagara Escarpment and Oak Ridges Marine on top of that as well. That 80%, is over 600 and some odd square kilometers. You can put the city of Toronto in our Greenbelt.
Wow.
So then we have 20% that we could almost put the city of Brampton today there. So, for a future growth area, but it's extremely important. And my family's been here for many generations, which I'm very proud of.
Very nice.
And I think that's what motivated me to say, hey, if it's going to change, there has been a lot of change, and we'll always have to adapt to change. Mm-hmm. But our community is going to grow. But I want to make sure we as a community decide how our community wants to grow versus it being developers are partners that come in and make investment. They can build it for us, or we can lead the vision for them to build.
Right.
And I think that was what my mandate was when I ran for mayor was, look, Caledon is going to change. Mm-hmm. We are going to grow. By 2041, we're going to be over 150,000 people or inhabitants. So that tells us, and right now we're at 75,000. So like we're going to double.
Yes, yes.
So I think it's the fear of all that change. What's that going to look like? And I think really we got to think of it from many different angles. And that's what I was getting back to is Caledon is made up of is a very special place, high volunteerism, and there's, I'll tell you another example of volunteerism,
Okay.
the Pan Am Games.
Right, and Caledon was very pleased to host
Yeah.
that. Brampton missed it.
Yeah, no, actually, we hosted the equestrian park. We have a lot of equestrian horses. We hosted the games. There's more horses in Caledon, King Township, and Mono, and the surrounding area and the headwaters than there is in all of Kentucky.
Wow.
So we're known as the Kentucky North. So that is huge. But getting back to it, it takes volunteers to make that work. But not just with the Pan Am Games there, but in Toronto and other areas, over 4,700 people in Caledon volunteered their time, either with the Pan Am Games or the Parapan Games in total. That's how many volunteers we had come out of Caledon.
That's
How many other municipalities have actually done that?
exactly, and that becomes a big challenge for other municipalities to, first of all, have that many volunteers, and then
Exactly.
to engage them, and then to, utilize their strength.
Yeah.
So kudos to you and your wonderful council team, and I hope they are a team player.
Well, I think that's what I'm very proud of is we do have a good council team.
Very good.
And I think we work well together. We're not always going to agree, and
Right.
that's where the debate is at the table. But when the vote is done, we all still have respect. We're all still friends, and we can get back to work just because the vote didn't go the way it does. But having said that, I found that we've worked through on a lot of issue. Instead of everybody voting against it, we find ways to make a compromise, or how do we make it better to serve our community? And we've made some good council decisions, and I think too we went back to committee of a whole versus as our old structure of council, and it's allowed that debate, and it's allowing us to make better decisions for our community, because our community is very diverse,
Yeah, right.
and we got to find that balance and understand that. But I think what was important, and I think what we want to keep in Caledon, we have a very engaged community. I have different issues with community. Every 6 months, I either have a town hall or a coffee with council.
Right. Yeah.
So I've been working on that in the last weekends. I have another one again this Saturday up in Bolton. And what we're doing is we're talking to our community and saying, this is what's going on. And one of the biggest challenges we don't have is broadband.
Okay. The internet,
The internet and everything else. And the high-speed broadband is extremely important, especially when you want to grow jobs in the industry and getting people work from home. It isn't about downloading Netflix anymore. Like, at the Peel District School Board, the kids are expected, especially in high school, to upload their homework.
Exactly.
And in Caledon, we got some real challenges. We got Bell and Rogers and everybody, on the hub and, working off the towers and everything. But the trouble is they're paying the size of a car payment, and the system doesn't work. And I'm for one of them. Like, it's very difficult for me to work from home versus in the office. So that's the unfortunate part. But we know what we have to do is we have to get fiber in the ground,
Right.
and get it to the residents. So we joined SWIFT, which is Southwestern Intelligent Fiber Technology,
Okay.
which is a group of 18 municipalities that are coming together.
Okay.
Where we all work together.
All rural based?
All, rural and urban, like Kitchener-Waterloo.
Okay.
Brantford, from Grey County, all southwestern Ontario, Essex, Kent, London,
Okay.
everybody's all
Very
involved
nice.
with it.
Swift. Okay.
So what we're doing, so what does the SWIFT program mean? Well, what it does is it helps bundle dollars. So I've turned around and I've put it to 0.6% of a tax levy, because it's capped out for 5 years. For each year we're going to do this. So that's $350,000 that I've committed. But for every dollar I put in, through the SWIFT program, I get roughly about $8 from the federal government and about $7 from the province, right? So
So
that
it's all-
gives me roughly $16 to work with. So I'm talking $22 million here
Okay.
to help get fiber in the ground. It doesn't get to the door. What we're building is the spine and the trunk. But having to do that allows industry to be able to, because the industry's changing again. Now we're looking at big warehousing and just-in-time part delivery. What is becoming is just-in-time manufacturing. By 2025, that is the new industry.
Right.
And as you know, the trucking industry is changing all the time.
Right.
And 80% of the warehousing today is on rubber tires. And, you know, and that's not going to change anytime soon, but just-in-time manufacturing is becoming the new kid on the block. So, you know, you'll watch kids being able to do 3D imaging of Lego blocks, for instance.
Yeah.
It's no longer. We're talking steel gears. You know, what we're doing was we're talking about steel alloy, the 3D imaging, being able to make a part locally versus having to ship it for miles.
Yeah, that is so true. और मैं अपने दर्शਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਕੈਨੇਡਨ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਹਿਸ ਵਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਐਲਨ ਥਾਮਸਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ 2003 ਤੋਂ ਪੋਲਿਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਏਰੀਆ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਸੀਗੇ ਵਾਰਡ ਨੰਬਰ 2 ਤੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 2 ਟਰਮਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਨਿਭਾਈ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਔਰ 2014 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਗਾਟ ਇਲੈਕਟਡ ਟੂ ਦ ਆਫਿਸ ਆਫ ਮੇਅਰ ਐਂਡ ਇਨ ਫੈਕਟ 2014 ਵਾਸ watershed year for the entire Peel region.
Oh, it is.
We saw the change of the head of the governments in all the 3 municipalities and in fact at the region of Peel level also.
Yes.
So how do you see that role helping your long-term goals for Caledon?
You know what? I see a whole new generation.
Okay.
I see the new regional councillors that are sitting at the table. Most of them are all younger than me. They're the next generation behind me.
Okay.
You know, the most senior that's on council with me now is Councillor DeBoer.
Okay.
You know, and when we were there, it was our kids, right? Our kids were 5 and 6, and now the next generation, that's the age limit of their kids. And,
Okay.
you know, my kids are now 20, 21, like mine.
Well, congrats on your,
Yeah,
the success of your kids.
Yeah, so, you know, it goes to show it's good. It brings
Yeah.
fresh new ideas. Yeah, a lot younger demographic at the regional table as well. So it changes the lens, which is positive. And it also brings new excitement. You know, we got 3 new mayors, new regional chair,
Yeah.
and half a council's new.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of education, a lot of people trying to think things through, you know, to understand how we all work. And, you know, when you're at your local level of Mississauga or Brampton or Caledon, you're dealing with your issues. But when you get to the region appeal, you have to change your hat again. You're now thinking for all appeal.
Right.
Yes, you're from Caledon, but yes, you're from Mississauga. Yes, you're from Brampton, but we have to think of all appeal.
Right.
And I think some of the bumper cars we've had in the last year or so is just to find out is you have to put those biases aside. What is good for Peel?
Yeah, talking about Peel, it's a good segue to, talk about the future of Peel.
Right.
Recently in the couple of weeks past, I know there has been a facilitation process at the region of
Right.
Peel to accommodate the interests of Brampton because Brampton is underrepresented at the region of Peel. Caledon, they say it is overrepresented in spite of having just 70,000 of population.
Yeah.
5 of including yourself, you sit down on the region of Peel. So on the other side, the mayor of Mississauga, Her Worship Bonnie Crombie, she wants Mississauga to come out of region of Peel. So where do you see all this leading to?
Well, I can see Mayor Crombie, with all due respect, I can see where she's wanting to go is, you're the 6th largest city in Canada, and you want your prestige of being the big city.
Okay.
And not be part of the region appeal. But Mississauga grew under the family of the region appeal, and to me is we're stronger all together.
Right.
It's great to have the prestige of being recognized on yourself, but I think they're going through the studies. We're going through facilitation. I think she's ventured out. Her community wants to know what's going on. Hazel definitely made her mark, and I think that's what Bonnie's doing in her community. So that's fine. The question of representation by POP, that only really kicks in when you're looking at 150,000 or more in a municipality. Caledon's not quite there. Well, we'll be there in 20 years' time. But having said that, over and underrepresented is a lot of hogwash too. Because if you
Okay.
really read the Municipal Act,
Okay.
it's representing the area.
Right.
The equal representation for the area that you represent. It isn't representation by POP.
Okay.
As growing areas, you've seen, we've added 11 new seats in the GTA.
Right.
Plus Northern Ontario is shrinking, but they gave them an extra seat.
Right.
So, let's put it. You look at Canadian politics. You look at, Prince Edward Island has a lot of seats for its representation, right? But it balances out for the Eastern Seaboard. We balance out to make it work because we do represent 56% of the land area. It isn't just people.
Yeah.
We represent the municipality. It isn't just people. It's everything else that's special about it. And, it's landforms, it's everything. It's infrastructure, whatever. I bet you more of the rural council, the Caledon councillors will know more about infrastructure than what the local ones do in Mississauga. Is just because that's what we're dealing with. They're dealing with more with people, and
Right.
people issues, and social issues. But we're dealing more on the infrastructure side and other things that are very important. And we all work together, and we're at the table. We're all making decisions for the good of everybody, not just from which area. So I know it makes a great story, but I do believe facilitation is extremely important.
Okay.
So I think what we need to do is, I am very confident with the talent that we have at the regional table and with the mayors and everything. I honestly believe we can work it out. Do we need to grow the pot? Absolutely, grow the table. That's what the province has been doing, is adding more seats as it grows. It's no different than your family.
Right.
Right? You have more members of the family, you just put more chairs around the table, right? They say, well, you don't want to do that, take away from Caledon, give it to Brampton. Well, it's like, all right, which kids are we going to move from the table?
Right. No, it becomes...
Let's look at it. If it's growth, that's the cost of doing business to make growth happen.
Right.
And, Peel's grown a lot since the last time those seats have been issued.
Yeah.
Huge, huge growth. People don't realize there's close to 80 people every day that come into Peel.
Yeah.
Either by natural birth or moving in. So, you don't want to choke out the voice of the people.
No, definitely.
And so you need, so I can see why, they were saying population by pop, it's great for the big cities. But that's only 13% of the municipalities
Right.
in Ontario. So we have to stay focused on what our real role is.
Yeah.
It sounds great, it's great news bites, but I think we have to stay focused on what our discipline, and stay true to what our mandate is.
Right.
And if you follow the municipal mandate, we're doing the right thing. Let's go to facilitation, let's figure out what works for Brampton, and if we need more representation from Mississauga too, let's figure it out.
Yeah. Is the facilitation process going to be binding for all the three municipalities? What was the terms of reference? I don't
Well, the
think
terms of reference, and we'll go through it, it's a process that we're going through. You have to have a triple majority to support it.
Okay.
But we've gone through the exercise. It isn't anything new. Durham's done it, it's done.
Okay.
Durham region, York region's gone through it, Halton region's, they're done. They got it all sorted out. So we're kind of the last ones there, but I think we're having to go through facilitation to get there, where the others all just sat down and worked as a committee and debated it in council, and we're doing it a little differently, but we are a bigger animal, there's no question. 1.6 million people is a lot of people.
Exactly.
So I do believe the professionalism in all my colleagues, that let's give it time, let's give the process, and I'm quite confident we'll work it out.
Wonderful. You mentioned about just-in-time manufacturing and just-in-time, movement of
Yes.
goods and all those things. What kind of industries are being currently welcomed to Caledon? I see a lot of trucking fleets opening up there. Big offices, big yards over there.
Yeah.
What are the other?
Well, there's the trucking industry is part of, it's a huge revenue generator, it's a big employer.
Right.
Agriculture is a big industry. Aggregate is a huge industry in
Aggregate.
Caledon too.
Okay, yeah.
We're one of the biggest producers of aggregate.
Right.
We still have, 1,000 years of aggregate, I'm told, still
Wow.
on the ground in
Wow.
the escarpment in the moraine. So closest to market, it's not going away. But also in that aggregate, we got to figure out how do we mine it properly that it doesn't impact our residents as well. The reality is, yes, it's going to be mined, but let's make sure we're using the best management practices to make that happen. As you get closer, 80% of Caledon, other than aggregate and agriculture, that's what it'll mainly maintain in Caledon.
Right.
The other 20%, there's agricultural industry that will change over time, but it's balancing, building out residential communities. Residential growth moves extremely fast. Is a big employer of creating jobs. But also, we need to create an avenue for jobs as well. 20% of our tax base is only employment. I need to be at 45%. And so I got to grow it by 25%. And then you say, well, that's pretty aggressive for 45%. Mississauga's sitting there at 60-40, Brampton's more 70-30. Why am I saying that? 80% of Caledon's protected. In order for people to afford, for my grandkids to be able to afford to live, we got to make sure we build a tax base. So it's very important that we put the nuts and bolts together first. And as you know, we have a project underway now, and we'll have our next meeting in June, is the visioning of the White Belt.
Okay.
And basically, through the Municipal Act and through the Provincial Policy Act of 2014, we're allowed to, forecast and plan out for employment lands. And I think that's extremely important because when you know where your employment's going to go, then you'll have an idea where your residential.
Yeah.
But I think there's other things, and that's why we're engaging the community. Because with that growth we're going to have, do we need a site for a hospital? Where should that be? If we want opportunities for future post-secondary education, like university and colleges, let's figure that out.
Yeah.
So we can start to plan now, not after the fact when land is extremely expensive. Let's, so when the development group comes to help build complete communities, that's fine. Here's where we want our parks, our recreation center, and here's where we want you to contribute for a future college or university campus. Because with that growth, I think it's so important, and education's important. We want all our kids to have a good education. We want them to be educated close to home. This is the ability to be able to do it. So it's live, work, play, getting people to work from their homes and whatever. This is why I'm saying I want to make broadband a key issue. So I want to make sure I'm putting high gigabit fiber in everywhere we go, because intelligent manufacturing, the industry needs it. My agricultural industry needs it. Our dairy industry needs it for the robotic milkers. Homeowners need it. The kids need it. Everybody needs it. So we know it's like what hydro and telephone was 100 years ago.
Exactly.
So, when I'm putting water and sewer in the ground, I need to be putting that fiber in the ground to make sure that I can build the good industry and the good jobs that come with it. So yes, trucking industry is right. But did you know the fastest growing industry we have right now in Bolton is manufacturing?
Oh, really?
A lot of it's from 8 to 40 people, the workers at each place. But there's a lot of widget making, a lot of little things getting made. We are really big manufacturers on a lot of small stuff, small business.
We'll talk about the manufacturing. It is time to take a short break. So ਸਮਾਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਚਰਚਾ, ਔਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਖਾਸ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੇ ਕੈਲੇਡਨ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਹਿਜ਼ ਵਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਐਲਨ ਥੌਮਸਨ। ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ, ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਇਓ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ, ਦੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ।